Good morning, children. This is the video for chapter Sound. Sound is divided into 3 lectures. This is the first lecture of the chapter Sound. In this lecture, we will be covering sound wave, reflection of sound, and echo. You have already read sound in standard 9. So this slide you can consider a recapitulation of standard 9. Sound is a form of energy that you all know. Sound is produced by a vibration. Now, when a body vibrates, it reaches us through the vibration of the particles in the surrounding medium. Now, please remember that when a body vibrates, it reaches us through the vibration of the particles in the surrounding medium. This is very important to understand. Okay. Now, sound moves as a wave. Sound needs a medium for propagation. The speed of sound depends upon density and elasticity of the medium. Like other waves, sound waves have their own wavelength, frequency, speed, and time period. You know what is wavelength, frequency, time period, frequency, all these you know. Read the definition of wavelength, frequency, speed, time period. Just read the definition of all this. Learn the definition of all this. Velocity v, frequency f, and the wavelength lambda is related. They are related as v is equals to f lambda. And the time period and frequency of a wave are related as f is equals to 1 by t. Now, sound waves are also called elastic or mechanical waves. Mechanical waves can be longitudinal and transverse. So you are having an idea about the longitudinal and transverse wave. Sound waves in gas, solid and liquid are longitudinal. Transverse waves may be found in solid and liquid surfaces. The speed v of a longitudinal wave, that is a sound wave, in a gaseous medium of density d and pressure p is given by v is equals to root over nu p by d, where nu is the ratio of two specific heats, that is 1.4 for air. The speed of sound increases with the increase in temperature and humidity, but not affected by the pressure change. The speed of the sound increases with the increase in the temperature and humidity. The sound waves, being mechanical waves, differ from electromagnetic waves. That is, electromagnetic waves means UV light, visible light, IRs, infrared, X-rays. All these things are known as electromagnetic waves. Now, the sound waves are different from electromagnetic waves. Now, distinction between light and sound waves. Light waves, these are electromagnetic waves, and sound waves are mechanical waves. They can travel in vacuum. They require a material medium for propagation. They cannot travel in vacuum. The speed of light wave is very high, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in air, and the speed of the sound is low, that is 330 meter per second in air. The wavelength of light waves, that is the visible light, is very small. It is of the order 10 to the power minus 6 meter, and wavelength of sound waves in the range of 10 to the power minus 2 meter to 10 meter. Now, these waves are transverse, and in air, these waves are longitudinal. Reflection of sound waves. Like light, sound is also following the laws of reflection. Sound gets reflected at the surface of a solid or liquid and follows the laws of reflection. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, as we have done for the light. And the incident wave, in place of ray, it is incident wave, the reflected wave, and the normal at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. Okay, the reflection of sound waves is utilized in making megaphone, that is speaking tube, car trumpet, etc. Now here is an experiment to show that sound wave is also following the laws of reflection like light. Take two pipes of the same length and arrange them on a table near a wall or a metal plate. Keep a bell near the open end of one pipe and try to hear the sound of the bell through the other pipe by adjusting the position of the pipe. You can see here in the figure, this is a figure showing. Now measure the angle of incidence and reflection. This is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of reflection. Okay. Then lift the second pipe and try to hear the sound. It will be seen that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. And the incident wave, the reflected wave and normal all lie in the same plane. So, you can say that the sound wave is also following the laws of reflection as light waves are following. Echo. The sound heard after reflection from a distant obstacle such as a cliff, a hillside, wall of a building, edge of a forest, etc. after the original sound has ceased is called an echo. Again, I am repeating, the sound heard after reflection from a distance obstacle. The obstacle can be a cliff, a hillside, wall of a building, all these things. After the original sound has ceased, that is called echo. It's a very important thing for sound. Please learn the definition of sound. Conditions for hearing an echo. An echo is heard only if the distance of the person producing a sound from the rigid obstacle, that is the reflector, is far enough to allow the reflected sound to reach the person at least 0.1 second after the original sound is produced. Okay, that means echo you will get after 0.1 second after the original sound is produced. So, you have to stand from the reflecting surface and there should be a distance, minimum distance you have to maintain so that you can get the sound at least after 0.1 second after the original sound is produced. So you can understand that a distance is also playing a role for getting an echo. What is the minimum distance that we will do in the next slide? We'll find in the next slide. Now, the sensation of sound exists in our ear for about 0.1 second after the existing stimulus ceases to act. Okay. Hence, to hear an echo distinctly separate from the original sound, that is very important, separate from the original sound, it must reach the ear 0.1 second after the original sound. Okay. Let us see what is the minimum distance for getting an echo. If d is the distance of the observer from the obstacle and v is the speed of sound in the medium, then the total distance traveled by the sound to reach the obstacle and then to come back is 2d. Actually, what it is saying, suppose a person is standing here and this is the obstacle. The person is producing the sound will travel to this distance. Suppose this distance is d, and again for getting an echo it has to again cover this distance. So that means to get an echo, the sound is moving, it is crossing a distance of 2d. Okay. Now suppose the time taken to hear the echo or reflected sound, how to give? T is equals to total distance traveled by speed of sound, because V is equals to d by t. From there, d is equals to 2d by t, V is equals to, so t is equals to 2d by V. Okay, so it is 2d by V. Now from there, d is equals to Vt by 2. Now put the value of t is equals to 0.1 second and V is equals to 340 meter per second in air, because the speed of the air in sound in air is 340 meter per second. For at ordinary temperature, this if you'll put the value for V and for T, you are getting the distance is 17 meter. So if the time taken for getting an echo is 0.1 second, the distance should be 17 meter. So these are the two necessary conditions. The distance is 17 meter and the time is equals to 0.1 second to get an echo. At least these two conditions has to be fulfilled. What I just explained to you, the conditions for hearing an echo. Thus, to hear an echo distinctly, the reflecting surface in air should be at a minimum distance of 17 meter from the listener. If the distance is less than 17 meter, the reflected sound will reach the air before the original sound dies out, and therefore no echo will be heard. So as I told you, 17 meter, the distance for getting an echo, you have to maintain that distance of 17 meter, and then only the sound will reach to your ear after 0.1 second when the original sound ceased. Now to hear the echo distinctly, the following three conditions must be met. You have seen for two conditions. Now here one more condition that has to be met, that is the minimum distance between the source of sound or observer and the reflector in air must be 17 meter. Already I told to you about it. Though it will be different in different mediums. For example, in seawater where the velocity is 1400 meter per second, the minimum distance for an echo to be heard is d is equals to 1400 into 0.1 divided by 2, that is 70 meter. So you can see that with the velocity of the sound, the minimum distance for hearing the echo is also changing. The second one, the size of the reflector should be large as compared to the wavelength of the sound. And the third is the intensity of the sound should be large enough to make the reflected sound audible. The intensity of the sound should be large enough to make the reflected sound audible. Okay. The speed of the sound determination by echo method. Let d meter be the distance from the source of the sound and reflector, and let the echo is heard after a time interval of t. V be the velocity of sound. So V is equal to total distance traveled by time interval that you all know. So it is 2d by t meter per second. This experiment is repeated several times and average value of V is obtained. Application of echo. Principle of echo finds application in several devices meant for a wide range of purpose. However, in most of such devices, ultrasonic waves are used, which is having a frequency more than 220 kilohertz. The reason for using ultrasonic waves, what are the reason why we are using ultrasonic waves for this purpose? There are three reasons. First, they can travel undeviated through a long distance. The second, they can be confined to a narrow beam. And the third one, they are not easily absorbed by a medium. Now, some of the application of echo given here. Use of echo by bats. How the echo is applicable to this? Bats can produce and detect sound of very high frequency, that is 100 kilohertz, but they fly at a speed much lower than the sound. During their flight, they produce sound with high frequency which is reflected back in case there is an obstacle in its path. And they can easily pick the reflected sound and make course correction if it is necessary to them. Okay. Now next one is use of echo by dolphins. Dolphins emit ultrasonic waves and use the echo produced to detect their enemy, prey and obstacle in their path if any. Now use of echo by fisherman. There is a very important application of echo. The fisherman in a fishing trawler sends ultrasonic pulse into the sea and receive the reflected pulse. In case there be a shoal of fish nearby, the echo indicates that. The distance d of the shoal of fish from the trawler is calculated by the formula g is equals to vt by 2, and according to that they are acting. This is the most important application of echo, that is sound navigation and ranging, which is known as sonar. Sometimes the full form of sonar is also asked. It is sound navigation and ranging. Sonar is used for navigating under the sea. Ultrasonic waves are emitted in all directions under the sea, and the reflected sound, that is the echo, received from an object underneath is used for detecting enemy submarine, iceberg, sunken ship, etc. The principle of reflection is used for determining the substance of the object. Am I clear? So please learn all these things. What are the applications of echo? Now let us solve some numericals. The first one, a radar is able to detect the reflected wave from an enemy's aeroplane after a time interval of 0.02 millisecond. Okay. If the velocity of wave is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, calculate the distance of aeroplane from the radar. Now, what are the things given? The velocity is given 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And the time interval is given, t is equals to 0.02 millisecond. Now you have to convert it to seconds. So 0.02 divided by 10 to the power 3, or you can write it as 0.02 into 10 to the power minus 3 second. Now the question is given, a radar is able to detect the reflected wave from enemy's aeroplane. That means this is saying for echo. So the time taken to get the echo is 0.02 millisecond or 0.02 into 10 to the power minus 3 second. So the formula should be taken as 2D. For 2D, the formula should be taken for 2D because it is an echo. So the formula is V is equals to 2D by T. From there, you have to find out D. D is equals to V into T by 2. Now put the value of V, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8. The value of T is 0.02 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 2. Now if you will solve it, you will get the answer 3 into 10 to the power 3 meter or 3 kilometer. Am I clear? The next one, a boy standing in front of a wall at a distance of 85 meter produces 2 claps per second. He noticed that the sound of his clapping coincides with the echo. The echo is heard only once when clapping is stopped. Calculate the speed of sound. Okay. Now, let the D is the distance of the wall from the boy. Distance between the wall from the boy. Okay. Which is equals to 85 meter. Now, to hear the echo, the sound has to travel a distance, total distance of 2 into 85. So, let us find out 2D. It is equals to 2 into 85 meter, which is equals to 170 meter. Okay, because it is an echo. Now see here, since 2 claps are produced in 1 second, therefore, each clap is produced after half a second, which is equal to the time taken for the echo to be heard. Okay, so for 2 claps, it is given 2 claps in 1 second. So 1 clap in half a second. So T is equals to half second, which is equals to 0.5 second. We can write it. So now this is your 2D and this is the time for getting the echo. So you have to find out the speed of the sound, that is the velocity. V is equals to again 2D by T. So 2D is equals to 170 by T is equals to 0.5. Now this is coming 340 meter per second. Am I clear? Next numerical. A radar sends a signal to an aeroplane at a distance 300 km away with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. After how much time is the signal received back after reflecting from the aeroplane? You can understand from the question, it is also based on echo. Let me first write what are the things given. Distance D is given, which is equals to 300 kilometer. That is equals to 300 into 10 to the power 3 meter, because you have to convert it to meter. And the speed is given 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now you have to find out 2D. 2D is equals to 2 into 300 into 10 to the power 3 meter. Okay. Now you have to find out the value of T. T is equals to question mark. The formula is V is equals to 2D by T. From there, T is equals to 2D by V. Put the value of D or 2D together, that is 2, this one is the value of 2D, 2 into 300 into 10 to the power 3 divided by V is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8. Now if you will solve it, you will get the value 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 second. And this is the answer. A man standing 48 meters away from a wall fires a gun. A man is standing here. There is a wall. The man is firing a gun. The distance between this is 48 meters. Okay. Calculate the time after which an echo is heard. That means you have to find out t, and the speed of the sound v is given 320 meter per second. So you have to find out 2d. 2d is equals to 2 into 48 meter. You have to find out t. So the formula is v is equals to 2d by t. Now put the value of v here, that is 320 is equals to 2 into 48 by t. From there t is equals to 2 into 48 by 300. 320. Now you calculate it and you will get the answer 0.30 second. Next numerical. A ship on the surface of water sends a signal and receives it back from a submarine inside the water after 4 seconds. So you can understand that 4 seconds is the time taken to get the echo. So let me write it. T is equals to 4 seconds. Calculate the distance of the submarine from the ship. D is the question, and the speed of the sound in water is given 1450 meter per second. So it's a sum of echoes. So V is equals to 2D by T. From there D is equals to V into T by 2. So V is given 1450 into T is 4 divided by 2. Now how much it is coming? 0, 0, 9 and 2. 2900 meter, which can be written as 2.9 kilometer. The answer. Am I clear to you? Now see for this question. A person standing between two vertical cliffs produces a sound. Two successive echoes are heard at 4 seconds and 6 seconds. Calculate the distance between the cliffs. And the speed of the sound in air is given 320 meters per second. Now it is said that a person is standing. Suppose a person is standing and there are two vertical cliffs on two sides of the person. And he is getting the echo, one echo after 4 seconds and the second one after 6 seconds. That means you can understand that the 4 second, the echo which he is getting after 4 seconds, that cliff is nearer from the other one. So let me draw two cliffs. One is in this side, another is in this side. So suppose this cliff is A and this cliff is B. Now the time taken to get an echo from cliff A, this one, is suppose T1 is equals to 4 seconds, and the time taken to get an echo from this cliff B, suppose this is T2, which is 6 seconds, taking 6 seconds. Okay, you have to find out the distance between the two cliffs. Now let us suppose the distance between cliff A and the person, that is D1, and the distance between the cliff B and the person, it is D2. Now this 4 seconds and 6 seconds are echo, and the velocity of the sound in air is given, that is V is given as 320 meter per second, which is same for both. So find out the distance D1 for cliff A to the person and distance D2 for cliff B to the person. So let me first find out D1. So for cliff A, V is equals to 2D1 by T1 because it's an echo. So from here I have to find out D1. So D1 is equals to V into T1 divided by 2. V into T1 divided by 2, which is equals to, V is given as 320 into T1 is 4 by 2. Now this is 2, so this is 640 meter. So D1 I am getting 640 meter. Now for clave B, again V is equals to 2D2 by T2. From there D2 is equals to VT2 by 2. Now V is 320 again because it will be same, and T2 is your 6 divided by 2. Now this is 3, so it is 960 meter. Now I got D1 and I got D2. So the distance between the two claves, that is from A to B, that is the distance between the two claves, is equals to D1 plus D2. Okay, which is equals to 640 plus 960, which is equals to 1600 meter. This is the answer. 1600 meter. Am I clear to you? Now along with this, I am ending lecture 1. In the next lecture, we shall study natural and forced vibration and resonance.